Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss Science 1 question bank solution of solve the following questions or numericals. Let us solve together. Question number 2b, solve the following questions, each 2 marks. This section is of 2 marks numericals. First question is from gravitation lesson. If a person weighs 750 Newton on Earth, what will be the weight of the person on Moon? This is the question. Mass of Moon is given 1 upon 81 times mass of the Earth, and radius is given 1 upon 3.7 times Earth. So first we have to read the question and write what is given. Here, weight of a person on Earth is given. That is WE is equal to 750 Newton. And mass of Moon is given 1 upon 81 times that of Earth. If we will cross multiply, we will get ME upon MM is equal to 81. Radius of Moon is given 1 upon 3.7 times radius of Earth. This also on cross multiplying we will get RE upon RM is equal to 3.7. Okay. Next is to find. We want to find the weight of the person on Moon. Weight on Moon. This is we want to calculate. Formula is, we know formula for weight is W is equal to mg, where g is the acceleration due to gravity, g is equal to gm upon r square. Okay. Now, weight of the person on Earth is given, so we can write, but mass of the person is not given. We know that mass will remain constant in all the planets. It will not change. So let the mass of the person be, let the mass of the person be m. Okay. So WE, weight on Earth, is equal to m into GE. That is equal to, W is 750 is equal to m, we don't know. G is gm upon r square. Capital G is universal gravitational constant. It will not change. Mass of Earth upon radius of Earth. Okay. Now, from this, we can calculate mass. On cross multiplying, we will get, therefore, m is equal to 750 RE upon GME will come. This is the value of mass. Now we want to calculate mass, weight of the person on Moon. So the formula will come, Wm is equal to mgm upon, mgm will come. Okay, on substituting the values, we will get m into gm is gm m upon rm square will come. Okay. Now, I'll do on this side. Okay. That is Wm is equal to M into GMM upon R square. But M value we know 750 RE upon GME. This is the value of small g into GMM upon RM square. But MM we know it is 1 upon 81 times ME and RM is 1 upon 3.7 times RE. GM upon R square. Sorry, here square is it. Okay. Now, in this equation, we will arrange and write 750. This G and G will get cancelled. RE square here. So, I'm going to write MM upon ME together. And next is RE upon RM, the whole square. Okay. That is equal to 750 into ME upon MM is equal to 81. We got MM upon ME. So this we can write into 1 upon 81 into RE upon RM is 3.7. So here 3.7 the whole square will come. Okay. On solving this, we will get Wm is equal to 126.8 Newton. This is the weight of the person on moon. And this value is 1 upon 6 times 750. We know that weight of a person on moon will be 1 by 6 times weight of the person on earth. I hope you all understood this sum. If you want, take the screenshot. Let us solve the next question. Mahendra and Virat are sitting at a distance of 1 meter from each other. Their masses are 75 kg and 80 kg respectively. What is gravitational force between them? Capital G is also given. So we can write given distance between Mahendra and Virat is given, that is R is equal to 1 meter. Their mass is also given. Let it be M1 and M2. M1 is 75 kilogram and M2 is 80 kg. G is given, capital G, universal gravitational constant, 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Here we want to find out gravitational force. So the next step is to find gravitational force. Next is formula. We know the formula for gravitational force is F is equal to G M1 M2 upon R square. Okay. On substituting the values, so let us go for the solution. That is F is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 into M1 is 75, M2 80 upon 1 square will come. 1 square is 1 only. So we will get here, that is F is equal to 75 into 80. 75 into 80 is 6,000. So 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 into 6,000 will come. 1 square is 1 only. That will be equal to 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. This is the value of F. Unit of force is Newton. So this is the gravitational force between Mahendra and Virat. Now let us solve the next question. Mass of a planet X is 4 times that of the Earth and its radius is double the radius of the Earth. Escape velocity of the body from Earth is given 11.2 into 10 raised to 3 meter per second. Find the escape velocity of the body from the planet. We have to calculate the escape velocity of the body from planet. So let us write first what is given. Mass of planet is 4 times that of Earth. Let the mass of planet be MP. Mass of the planet is 4 times mass of Earth. That means 4me. Okay. Radius is given. RP is equal to double the radius, means 2RE. Escape velocity from Earth is given. V escape is equal to 11.2 into 10 raised to 3 meter per second. Find the escape velocity. That means to find escape velocity from planet. Okay. We know the formula for escape velocity is V escape is equal to under root 2gm upon r. This is the formula for escape velocity. Okay. So let us go for the solution. Solution is we want to find out escape velocity of planet from the planet. Okay. So V escape, P for planet, is equal to under root 2g, instead of m, mp will come, mass of the planet, and upon rp will come, radius of the planet. On substituting the value, we will get under root 2g into, what is mp? mp is 4 times me, 4me upon radius is 2 times that of Earth. Okay. So here this 2 and 2 will cancel. We will get that is equal to under root 2 into 2gme upon re will get. So this quantity 2g into me upon re, this is the formula for escape velocity of Earth, under root 2gme upon re. So I'll split and write this. That is equal to root 2 into a root of 2gme upon re will come. So this quantity under root 2gme upon re is the escape velocity of Earth, and that value we know. That is, we got V escape of planet is equal to root 2 into escape velocity of Earth. Okay, this is the escape velocity of Earth, and that value we know. Root 2 into escape velocity of Earth is given 11.2 into 10 raised to 3. Root 2 value is 1.414. This value you have to learn. 1.414 into 11.2 into 10 raised to 3 will. 11.2 into 1.414 is 15.84 into 10 raised to 3 meter per second will come. This 10 raised to 3 means 1000. So we can write this as 15.84. 10 raised to 3 means 1000. So we can write instead of 10 raised to 3 kilometer per second. So this is the escape velocity of a body from the planet. V escape is equal to 15.84 kilometer per second. This is the answer. I hope you all understood. Let us solve the next question. Next question is from lesson number 2. Find the period in which these elements can be placed. Atomic number is given beryllium. Atomic number is 4. So we can write the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration of beryllium is 2, 2 will come. K shell contains 2 electrons and L shell 2. So it consists of 2 shells are there. If it consists of the shell number shows the period in which it belongs. Okay. So since it consists of 2 shells, it belongs to period 2. It belongs to second period. So how to check? We have to write the electronic configuration, and if 2 shells are there, it belongs to second period. If 3 shells are there, it belongs to third period. Like that we have to find out. Next is chlorine. So electronic configuration of chlorine is, atomic number is 17. So electronic configuration is 287. It consists of how many shells? 3 shells are there. Therefore, chlorine belongs to, it belongs to third period. Is that clear? Next is helium. Atomic number is 2. So electronic configuration is 2. K shell maximum capacity is 2. So these 2 electrons will go to K shell. Therefore, only 1 shell is there. That means helium belongs to first period. It belongs to first period. Next is aluminium. Aluminium atomic number is 13. Atomic number is 13. So we can write the electronic configuration of aluminium as, electronic configuration is 283. 3 shells are there. So it belongs to third period. So I hope you all understood this. Now let us solve the next question. How much heat will be required to raise the temperature of 5 kilogram of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius? So here 5 kilogram water temperature is given 20 degrees Celsius. We have to find out how much heat energy is required to increase the temperature or to raise the temperature from 20 to 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So here what is given in the question? Given mass is given. M is equal to 5 kg. Okay. Next, T1 is given. T1 is 20 degrees Celsius and T2 is 100 degrees Celsius. So to increase the temperature to 100 degrees Celsius from 20, how much heat energy will be required? That is the question. So to find heat necessary to raise the temperature. Heat necessary to raise the temperature. This is what we want to find. Now, we know that the formula for heat energy is Q is equal to, so this is the formula. Formula is Q is equal to mc delta T, where C is the specific heat. Specific heat of water is 1, here it is given in kilograms, so we have to write 1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. Kilogram degree Celsius. Okay. So let us solve this solution. Q is equal to, M is given 5, C is 1, delta T means difference in temperature, that is higher temperature minus lower temperature. That is 5 into 100 minus 20 is 80. Now 8 5 is the 40. Therefore, Q is equal to 400 kilocalorie. This is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature from 20 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. Q is equal to 40 kilocalorie. Next question. Find the amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of a silver container of mass 100 gram by 10 degrees Celsius. We want to find out the amount of heat energy needed to increase temperature of silver container. Mass is given. Mass of silver container. Mass M is equal to 100 gram. Specific heat is given 0.056 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Okay. To increase the temperature by 10 degrees Celsius, that means delta T is given 10 degree Celsius. To find, here also we want to find out heat needed to raise temperature of silver container. Heat needed to raise the temperature of silver container. Okay. We know formula. Same formula. Formula is Q is equal to mc delta T. That is solution. We'll substitute the values. Solution is Q is equal to M is 100 into C is 0.056 into delta T is 10. That is Q is equal to 100 into 10,000. 1000 into 0.056 is 56. 56 calorie. So this is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of silver container. I hope you all understood. Let us solve the next question. Next question is, If water of mass 60 gram and temperature 60 degrees Celsius is mixed with water of mass 60 gram and temperature 40 degrees Celsius, what will be the maximum temperature of the mixture? This is what we want to calculate. So here it is given. Mass of water 60 and mass of water 60 at 40 degrees Celsius is given. So we can write M1 is equal to water at two different temperature are mixing. M1 is 60 gram and temperature is given. T1 is 60 degrees Celsius. Okay. M2 is also 60 gram. T2 is 40 degrees Celsius. So here, listen. Question is water at two different temperature. One is at 60 degrees Celsius, other one is at 40 degrees Celsius. That means two different temperature. One is at higher temperature, one is at lower temperature. We know that when we mix water at two different temperature, we know that heat will flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. And this will continue till both the temperature becomes equal. Till the temperature becomes equal, heat will flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. Okay. So here, the water which is at 60 degrees Celsius, when we will mix in 40 degrees Celsius, its temperature will, it will lose the temperature, or its temperature will decrease. And the water at 40 degrees Celsius, its temperature will increase. Okay. And then it will attain same temperature. So we have to find out the maximum temperature of the mixture. So here we want to find out, to find maximum temperature. Okay. We know that formula is Q is equal to MC delta T. Formula is Q is equal to MC delta T. So the water at 60 degrees Celsius will lose heat energy. Okay, so we can write heat lost by water at 60 degrees Celsius is, let it be Q1. Q1 is equal to MC M1 C delta T. Both are water. Specific heat of water is C is equal to 1. Okay. C is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. This is the value of specific heat. It will be same for both. Both are water. MC delta T will come. Okay, delta T will be here. T1 minus T will come. So we can write Q1 is equal to M1C. Delta T means high temperature minus lower temperature. Okay, so it will lose the heat. So its higher temperature will be 60 only. So we can write T1 minus T. Let the maximum temperature be T. We don't know that. So we are representing it by T. So on solving this, we will get Q1 is equal to M1 is 60 into 1 into T1 is 60. 60 minus T will come. Okay, let it be equation number 1. Now, heat gained by water at 40 degrees Celsius. Heat gained by water at 40 degrees Celsius will be equal to, that is, let it be Q2. Q2 is equal to M2 C Here delta T will be higher temperature minus lower temperature. It will gain heat. So its heat will increase. So we can write T minus T2. Okay. On substituting the value, Q2 is equal to M2 is mass is same. 60 into C is 1 into T minus 40 will come. Okay, let it be equation number 2. We know that by the principle of heat exchange, we have learned that heat will flow from higher temperature to lower temperature till it remains the same. So, by principle of heat exchange, Q1 is heat loss is equal to heat gain. Q1 is equal to Q2. What is Q1? 60 into 1 is 60 only. 60 into 60 minus T is equal to 60 into T minus 40 will come. Okay. Now we'll open the bracket. 6 6 are 36. 100 minus 60T is equal to 60T minus 6 4s are 24. 2400 will come. Okay. Now we'll take T to one side and constant to other side. We will get 3600, that is 3600 plus 2400 is equal to 60T. This 60T when I am taking to this side will become plus 60T. Okay. That is 3600 plus 2400 is 0 0 6 4s are 10, 1 remainder, 6000 will come. 6000 is equal to 120T. Therefore, T is equal to 6000 divided by 120. 0 0 cancelled. 600 divided by 12. That is equal to 50. 50 degrees Celsius. Therefore, maximum temperature of the mixture is 50 degrees Celsius. This is the answer. I hope you all understood this. Let us solve the next question. Next question is, find the amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of a piece of iron of mass 500 gram by 20 degrees Celsius. This is the question. Okay. What is given here? Given mass of iron is given. Mass M is equal to 500 gram. Delta T is given to increase the temperature by 20 degrees Celsius. That means delta T is equal to 20 degrees Celsius. And then specific heat is given 0.110 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Okay, we want to find out, to find amount of heat. Amount of heat. Formula is same formula. Q is equal to MC delta T. Okay. That is Q is equal to solution Q is equal to M is 500 into C is 0.110 into delta T is 20. Okay. That is equal to, on multiplying this, 500 into 20 is 5 2s are 10 and then 3 zeros. 10,000 will come. 10,000 into 110. We will get answer as 1,100 calorie. So answer we got as Q is equal to 1,100 calorie. This much heat energy is required to raise the temperature of a piece of iron by 20 degrees Celsius. Next question is from refraction of light. If the absolute refractive index of water is 1.36, find the speed of light in water we want to calculate. So given absolute refractive index we are denoting by N. N is given 1.36. Speed of light in water we have to calculate. Speed of light in vacuum is given. That is, let it be V1. V1 is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. We have to calculate, or we have to find speed of light in water. That is V2 we want to calculate. Formula of refractive index N is equal to V1 upon V2. That is, on substituting in this, that is, solution is N is equal to, N is 1.36 is equal to V1 is 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon V2. We want to find out V2. So we'll cross multiply. We will get 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon 1.36. 3 divided by 1.36 is 2.21. Into this 10 raised to 8 is there. So this is the value of V2. That is, velocity of or speed of light in water is 2.21 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Meter per second is the unit of velocity. Now to write the unit also, then only you will get full marks. Okay. So I hope you understood this question. Let us go for the next question. Absolute refractive index of glass and water are 3/2 and 4/3. What do you mean by absolute refractive index? Absolute refractive index means if one of the medium is vacuum, that is called absolute refractive index. First medium is vacuum, then the refractive index of medium 2 is called the absolute refractive index. Okay, so here absolute refractive index of glass is given, that is Ng, refractive index of glass 3/2. Refractive index of water is given 4/3. What is the refractive index of glass with respect to water we want to calculate? So to find refractive index of glass with respect to water, that is refractive index of glass with respect to water. Formula is, here velocity is Absolute refractive index. What is the refractive index of glass with respect to water? Okay, that is, formula is refractive index of glass with respect to water. We can write Ng upon Nw. Solution. Values are given. This is direct question, so we can substitute in the formula. That is Ng. Ng is 3 upon 2. 3 upon 2 divided by 4 upon 3. So instead of division, take the reciprocal and multiply. That is 3 upon 4. That is equal to 9 upon 8. Therefore, refractive index of glass with respect to water is 9 upon 8. Refractive index have no unit. Answer is 9 upon 8. Let us solve the next question. Speed in first medium is given. First and second medium is given. We want to find out the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. That is given. V1 is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. V2 is given 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. We want to find out, to find refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. We know that formula is refractive index. We want to find out velocity is given. We know that the relationship between refractive index and velocity. Refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is equal to velocity in first medium upon velocity in second medium. Now substitute the values. We will get V1. V1 is 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon V2 is 2 into 10 raised to 8. 10 raised to 8 and 10 raised to 8 will get cancelled. These two will cancel. And we will get 3 divided by 2. 3 upon 2 is 1.5. So this is the solution. Refractive index of second medium with respect to first is 1.5. I hope you all understood this. Now let us solve the next question. If the speed of light in a medium is 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Speed of light in a medium is given. What is the absolute refractive index of the medium? I told you, if first medium is vacuum, then the refractive index of second medium is called the absolute refractive index of second medium is called the absolute refractive index. Okay, one medium is vacuum. The velocity of light in vacuum we know 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. That is V1 is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Speed of light in the medium is given. Let it be V2. V2 is equal to 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now we have to find out absolute refractive index of the medium. That is, we want to find out N. Okay, absolute refractive index. Formula we know refractive index N is equal to V1 upon V2. We'll substitute these values in the given equation. We will get N is equal to V1 is 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon 1.5 into 10 raised to 8. 10 raised to 8 and 10 raised to 8 will get cancelled. And 3 divided by 1.5. We will get N is equal to 3 upon 1.5 is, to remove the decimal, we can multiply numerator and denominator by 10. So it will become 30 upon 15. We will get a 2. So refractive index N is equal to 2. I hope you all understood this. Let us solve for the next question. Electronic configuration, this is from metallurgy. Electronic configuration of metal A is given. Electronic configuration of metal A. I wrote in short form, you can write full. EC means electronic configuration of metal A is equal to 281. 281. Atomic number is 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 1, 11. That means this is sodium. Electronic configuration of sodium is given. Next is electronic configuration of metal B. Electronic configuration is 2882 is given. 2882 is that. So here, first metal, that is metal A, that is a sodium. Outermost shell contain 1 electron, and metal B contain, that is calcium, contains 2 electrons in the outermost shell. So if the valency is 1, in the case of metal 1, it can lose the electron easily. In the case of first element, I'll type here. In the case of element A or metal A, in the case of metal A, there is only 1 electron. There is 1 electron in its outermost shell. This 1 electron, it can lose easily. 1 electron which can be lose easily. To react with the other substance. Other substance. Okay. But in the case of other metal, that is metal B, the second metal B, it has 2 valence electrons. It has 2 valence electrons. Okay. It is not easy. It is not easy for an atom to lose 2 electrons. Okay. So metal B is less reactive than metal A. Okay. In the case of metal A, only 1 electron is there. So it is very reactive metal. We have to find out which is more reactive. So metal A is more reactive. Reactivity depends upon number of electrons in the outermost shell. So here we can say sodium is more reactive than calcium, or metal A is more reactive than metal B. Now last question. Calculate the critical velocity of the satellite to be located at 35,780 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Here it is given. Height is given, h is equal to 35,780 kilometers. We want to find out critical velocity. Critical velocity, we know formula is under root gm upon r plus h. So we need gm and r also. We know that capital G value is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. And mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. A radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meter. Okay, we want to find out critical velocity. To find critical velocity, formula is Vc is equal to under root gm upon r plus h. This is full will come in root. Okay. Solution, that is Vc is equal to, will substitute the values. G is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 into mass is 6 into 10 raised to 24 upon r plus h. Radius is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 plus h is 35,780 kilometer. Kilo means 10 raised to 3. Okay, kilometer. Now, on solving this, that is Vc is equal to 6.67 into 10 power, we will write together 6 into 10 raised to 24 and minus 11. 24 minus 11 is plus 13 upon, here the power is 10 raised to 3 and here it is 10 raised to 6. So 10 raised to 6 we can write as 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 3. That is 6.4 into 10 raised to 3 into a raised to m into a raised to n is m plus n. That is 3 plus 3 is 6. So into a split and wrote this 4, making the calculation easy. Okay. So here it is addition. That is plus 35,780 into 10 raised to 3. That is equal to, this 10 raised to 3 means 1000 will come. So the 6.4 into 1000 will become 6400 will come. So numerator means 6.67 into 6 under root, that will come 40.02. 40.02, this is 10 raised to plus 13. Here we can adjust the decimal, and when we are multiplying with this, we will get that is 400,200 into 10 raised to 6 upon denominator on addition, we will get 42,180 will come. Okay. On solving this, we will get under root 9.486 into 10 raised to 6 will come. This we got from on dividing this quantity, that is 4,200,000 divided by 42,180 is 9.486 into 10 raised to 3. On taking root, we will get 3.08. 10 raised to 6 root is, square root means 1 upon 2 will come. So 2 and 6 will get cancelled 3 times. So we got into 10 raised to 3. 308 square is 9,486. So we wrote here 3.08 into 10 raised to 3. Or we can write 10 raised to 3 means 1000. So this we can write as 10 raised to 3 as kilometer per second. So escape velocity we got VC is equal to 3.08 kilometer per second. This is the escape velocity. I hope you all understood this session. So we have completed all the 2 marks numericals. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe my channel and share with your friends and classmates.